Here's my usual palette of water mixable oils with 2 colours added. I have titanium white, cad yellow light, raw sienna, raw umber, ultramarine blue, sap green, alizarin crimson, and the 2 I've added, cadmium red medium and cadmium red light. I'm using French ultramarine blue, and I'll add some titanium white to that to make it a little opaque, and I'm going to put in the sky. I got a little sap green mixed in with that, but that's okay, it sort of greys it down a little bit. And I'm going to put some white on that. I'm using raw sienna. I'll add some cad yellow light, maybe some sap green and raw umber. I'm just putting in the background, getting paint on the canvas at the moment. That's all I'm doing here. I'm adding sap green to give some depth of colour, a little variation to the field. I'm going to use a fan brush and put in some vertical strokes, sort of grasses and weed and stuff like that. I'm still using my fan brush, but I put in a few horizontal lines. It all helps to give that added texture to the canvas. I'm just using some sap green to indicate where the poppies might be. I'm not getting serious about it at this moment. I'm just sort of putting in a few lines where poppies might be. This is just a rough idea at this point. I'm not certain about anything. I'll know when I come to paint them where I want them to exactly be. I'm using alizarin crimson. I'm going to use my darkest reds first. As a little girl, I lived in the countryside in England, and I loved it in the summertime when the cornfields, they might have been barley, they had several different crops in which poppies grew, and the fields were flooded with poppies in the summer, and usually it was very breezy. England is an island, and you could never tell how many petals a poppy had because they were so fragile. They were blown by the wind, and they were constantly dancing back and forth, waving across the fields. It was just the most beautiful sight, and I have never ever forgotten it. And I try and paint my poppies like that. They're going to look like nothing on earth as I start out, but I'm trying to capture that dancing poppy field look. Try and imagine brilliant sunshine, scarlet flowers, all swaying and waving in the breeze. I'm slashing on the colour in broad strokes. I'm not really trying to make sense of it at all at this point. I'm not 100% certain I can make sense of a poppy field. Anyway, we'll just have to see how this painting turns out. And feel free to leave comments. I've changed to a flat brush, and I'm going to sort of throw in a few petal shapes here and there, but poppies aren't as clearly defined, say, as a rose. So I'll just be sort of slashing on petals nilly-willy. That's it, really. I think that's actually willy-nilly, not nilly-willy. Maybe. My little cat, Chrissy, has come to visit. She's wondering what I'm doing. I don't want to paint too carefully. I'm trying to stay loose. I'm trying to capture that wind-blown look that poppies have in the wild. I'm going to use cadmium red light, and I'm putting on more petals, just slashing them on, and I'll probably add some yellow and some titanium white, and I'm not defining these petals at all. I'm just slashing around here and there. These are wind-blown poppies. I'm adding some yellows to give me a variety of reds. The petals of wild poppies are so soft, they flutter. They're so delicate. I'm going to put in that green roundish pod thing that it has in the center. I think that holds the seeds. And then I'll put in the black, I don't know what they are, stamen. I haven't looked at parts of a poppy. I should have done that. I'm adding some yellow to the sap green. I'm going to lighten that up a bit. I'm mixing raw umber and French ultramarine blue, and I'm going to work on the stamens. I looked it up, and that green pod in the center is the ovary that holds the seeds, and it's made up of fused carpels, C-A-R-P-E-L-S. And around that you get these whorls of black or bluish black stamens. So I'm putting those in now. I'm not putting them in on every single one, just a few. I'm really enjoying this painting. It's so free and easy to do. Hope you give it a shot yourselves. And please leave any comments in the down below. Don't have to be fussy with these stamens, just sort of dot them on randomly. These field poppies have quite a lacy leaf, and I don't want to do that. I'm just putting in a suggestion of leaves. Remember, these are being blown around on a breezy day, and we don't see them that clearly. It's just a swish of green and red and poppies, and so I'm not going to paint them that clearly either. And make these leaves a little bit darker using sap green. And I'm just suggesting leaves, I'm not painting them in clearly. And making the stamens a little bit darker. We have a lot of birds outside today. I have the door standing open a little bit to allow my cats to go in and out on the porch. But today we have a flock of crows out there I can hear, as well as blue jays and some woodpeckers too. I think I'm quite happy with this. It's my impression of a poppy field. Anyway, yours might turn out quite differently, and that's okay too. If you enjoy the video, please leave me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. That helps the algorithm to find me, and you'll be able to see more of my videos. And thank you very much for watching.